Hi everyone, my name is Michael Lamarck. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about a subject that I've always been pretty interested in, and that is ninja. What were ninja really like? What were they like in real life? A lot of times, if you talk about ninja, the first thing that people think of are magic powers, or maybe cyborg ninja, the typical sort of portrayal that you see in movies, video games, manga, that type of thing. And a lot of people uh, might even think that ninja are strictly fictional creations. But that's not true. Ninja were real. And their origins are in pre feudal Japan, of course, with a spiritual tradition known as Shigendo. Shigendo has roots in Shinto and Buddhism, and it really focuses on enlightenment through discipline. Um, Shigendo priests would undergo training such as sitting under a cold waterfall for an extended period of time in order to gain a better understanding of the relationship between humanity and nature. Early shinobi adopted this type of training as their own. Throughout the years that led up to Japan's feudal period, shinobi were developing their skills. Skills like spying, information gathering, infiltration, subterfuge, misdirection, that type of thing. Um, Now, because the teachings of Sun Tzu were so well known, uh, the value of those skills was also very well known. And as a result, shinobi were employed as spies and things of that nature as early as 900 AD. Um, Later, when Japan's feudal period began, territorial warlords known as daimyo started to employ shinobi as their own special operatives. Um, Shinobi they weren't bound by a code of conduct the way that samurai were, and so as a result, shinobi were able to carry out missions such as spying, espionage, or the occasional assassination, missions that samurai could not carry out because it would be considered dishonorable for them to do so. And so ninja were really sort of like the counterpoint to what samurai were during that time. Um, by the 15th century, many ninja villages actually existed throughout Japan, um, and they were sort of separate from all of the warlords and territorial disputes that were going on. They had their own sort of pseudo democracy where they all worked together within their community. The daily life of people living in this community was pretty simple. It was they were farmers, they were peasants, and when the need did arise for them to defend themselves, oftentimes all they would have to use would be farm tools and things of that nature, because they couldn't afford high class weaponry. In the late 16th century, during the Warring States period in Japan, there was a lot of internal conflict in the nation. And many times, shinobi villages had to protect themselves and their independence from territorial warlords. Um, when Oda Nobunaga rose to power during that time period, he attempted to unify all of Japan. Um, because of this, he heavily assaulted the shinobi villages, and many of the communities were destroyed. After that, some shinobi fled into hiding, and some of them remained and became mercenaries for hire for various warlords. Some of them even worked as secret enforcers or secret police for shogun. Um, as their numbers began to dwindle, the shinobi realized they should. Some of them decided to record their teachings to preserve their legacy. Um, These writings are very few in number, but they do provide a great deal of what we now know today about the ninja or ninjutsu. Um, as far as ninjutsu, it's really not recorded as a specific martial art. More so, it is the focus on concealing your intentions and concealing yourself from the enemy. Misdirection, spying, disguise, and the use of certain types of tools. So ninjutsu is really not so much a martial art, but more a way of life or a way of thought, a philosophy, um, teaching you how to sort of gain the enemy's trust or take their mind, as some people would put it. Um, it also focused on harmony with your surroundings, survival techniques, self-defense, that kind of thing. Because, of course, a ninja would have to be able to survive in order to deliver any information that he had gathered. Um, of course, there are many exaggerated ninja powers that we all know about from comic books and whatnot, but they may have some element in truth based on the tools that ninja would use, such as climbing claws to scale walls, or Mizugumo to possibly walk on water, and of course, smoke screens to disappear into the night. Um, so, although throughout history ninja have been employed for their skills as spies, they lived a relatively simple life up until about the 16th century during Nobunaga's unification, where the remaining ninja really took on a more specialized role in espionage and things of that nature. So, hopefully now you have a better idea of what ninja were really like. And they've always been sort of shrouded in mystery, but now you know they were real, and you have an idea of what their lives were like. Thank you for joining me.